This week it's one for the military-loving guys, and I must admit this one really does look the part. Even more so after the boys and girls down at Vector Air have dressed it up for the party. Oh. Hello and welcome to AAR on Air. Today it's the turn of the new Heckler & Koch HK416 A5, and this really does look the part. It looks suspiciously like Umarex have been at it again. I make no bones that the military style is not ordinarily my thing, but occasionally one comes along that does grab my attention, and this is definitely one of those times. Now, before we start the walk around and review proper, I feel it's just worth noting that this is really nice looking replica, a weapon of choice indeed for the armed forces all over the world, including the famous US Navy SEAL Team 6, but it is in the CO2 guise, and it's aimed at being a fun replica rather than any serious tool for such things as pest control, nor is it airsoft for shooting at each other. This is the 4.5mm steel BB spitting version that will make an excellent backyard plinker, with a guarantee to put a smile on most anyone's face. And surely I don't have to tell you not to carry this around the streets. Trouble will suddenly gravitate towards you if you feel the need. Shall we leave it at that and press on with what this amazing looking replica is all about? It is 720mm or 28¼ inches long when the extendable stock is closed, and this stretches out to 800mm or 31½ inches long when fully open. It tips the scales at a rather lightweight 1.8 kilograms or £3.16 in old money. This is without CO2, ammo or external additional sighting aids included. It is all black and has more rails than Amtrak and the London Underground put together. It is made of a mix of materials, but mainly polymer, hence the light weight. This has been finely balanced to give you the fun factor but keep the price down. Hence, a lot of the catches, levers, etc. are visible but non-functioning, giving you that really great look and feel to it without becoming overly complicated and, above all, overly costly. The 4.5mm barrel is visible inside the muzzle brake at the front, and this barrel is likely to be smoothbore because this is a BB firing item, as I've already said, and not a pellet variant. There are Picatinny rails along the top, bottom, sides to add all the toys you will ever likely to need. At the front, there is a pop-up front sight that will match up with, and I've got all this gear on, you'll have to forgive me 1 second, with a rear pop-up as well. I must say, with all those rails, this is crying out for external sighting, and this has been kitted out with external sighting aids from Vector Air, and I think it absolutely looks the business. Somebody's going to be asking, what are they exactly? Well, it's a Maverick red dot and a matching Maverick 3x26 magnifier, which can be removed out the way if you want. As I said, I think it looks the business. You can, of course, go further and add a scope, laser, front grip, torch, bipod, set of Pyrex dishes and a cuddly toy. Well, maybe not the last two, but you get the idea. The possibilities are endless and are all likely to add the fun factor to this. Behind this front sight is a sliding opening door to add the BBs of your choice. There is then a slide on the left-hand side which pushes all the way forwards, and with the BBs on board, let me try and do this, you pour in, you can pour as many as you like in really, it then acts as a reserve. Close the door up, that slid forward, give it a bit of a shape and a tip, bizarre is this, and then release the spring and you've got them all loaded in there. If there are any spare, you can hear them rattling about. You can open the door, take them out, or leave them in because it's a quicker reload once you've shot all that lot. It's a nice, simple idea. It has to be the easiest BB loading system that I've used. And as I say, heck, it even stores them in the hopper area if you want a quick reload for next time. Anyway, working back, we come to the main body, which I said has all the faux latches and catches going off all over the place. The working part of the mag release is on the right-hand side, and the fire selector, which operates from either side, has safe, single and multi-shot, which I'm led to believe is a 6-round burst mode. But that's been blocked off because this is the UK market and we're not allowed things like that. So I'm sorry, single shot only or safe on both sides. The fact that you haven't got the burst mode is probably a good thing because I'd get through ammo like I don't know what. Anyway, there you go. So, the challenge really is to find out how fast my trigger finger is when we go down the range. There is a pullback cocking mechanism at the rear for that wonderful cocking experience. The grip is AR-15 style and the trigger is housed in an oversized trigger guard area, which can only be to accommodate those oversized fingerless gloves that they all seem to wear when they're firing these things in the films. The rear stock is adjustable and is done by pressing the lever on the bottom and sliding it to your preferred position. There are 6 locking positions to choose from, and the surprise here is that from a budget replica this is really pretty stable. Now I've shot £2,000 guns that felt less stable than this. The magazine at the bottom has a double release system which will actually stop you from accidentally releasing it if you catch the release mag. Press the release, it locks open at the first point, then you need to use the second release part. When it is full of gas, you will hear a slight hiss when it's removed. Once you've got it out, then carefully remove the left-hand side. And this will reveal the twin CO2 12-gram slots. There is a tool inside the magazine housing that will help you tighten the twin CO2s once they're in place. These will ideally need to be inserted with a drop of silicone oil to start with. Drop them in, each one, and then tighten them up with the tool provided. Nice, neat, simple. I do like that idea. Now, before we get this out on the range, let's just get this over the chronograph, shall we, to see what the power output is. The manufacturers claim up to 3 joules. So, on a wet April day in the UK, loaded up with steel 5.37 grain BBs, it saw 402 feet per second, which equates to 1.93 foot-pounds, or 2.61 joules, which is just as the manufacturer stated. And to be honest, over 400 feet per second is no slouch. I did try it with just one CO2 and then both. It made no difference at all, which is what I suspected would be the case. It is a twin design system simply because you're going to want to be firing more downrange from this 36 round at a time magazine system, and the twin CO2s gives you that option. One question that is likely to follow is how many rounds do you get per CO2? Well, to be honest, you get it out on the range and with all the best intentions you forget to count when you start grinning and pulling the trigger as fast as you can to keep those invading tin cans at bay. So let's get this out on the range to see how accurate it is. I'm not expecting some same hole accuracy, but with the red dot magnifier on board, I'm hoping I'm not going to be too embarrassed. Here goes. I think 15 to 20 metres is more than enough. HK416. That's fairly stable. What's not to like about it, really? Its construction is a mix of materials. It's predominantly a polymer based, which a lot of rifles actually are these days. It's been kitted out by the guys at Vector Air with a really rather nice optic situation, which you can use it just a normal red dot, or you've got the magnifier, the 3x magnifier as well. It really looks the business. I won't say it's cheap, but it really does look the business. Right, first things first, let's have a go down range, see what it's like. You can hear the BBs rattling around because you slide them in the top and you just fill loads and loads of them in. It then moves them into the chamber itself and leaves the rest for you. You can, if you're upset about the noise, just slide that out and tip the rest of them out once you've got those in. Doesn't bother me particularly. It is only single shot, not the 6-shot burst, I'm afraid, on this one because it's a UK spec. The guys who are lucky enough to have the 6-shot burst, a bit jealous, but there you go. UK laws. That's what we've got. That's what we have to work with. Let's have a look and see if we can make head and a tail of this. Sounds like Muttley, sorry. Yeah, that's what this is all about. This is about fun. It's about blasting it. And it's not bad. It's not bad at all. Yeah, if you were careful, you'll get a lot better accuracy than doing what I'm doing. You can hear the BBs rattling around, but all that is, can't hear them now, it's because you feed them in the top. There's a hopper, if you like, a reserve, a store in the top. Pour them in, and then you slide it forward, rock it about until they're full up, and then you're locked in. But it leaves some in the top, so you've got a bit of noise. There's none left in the top now. I've used them all into the actual magazine part of the gun itself. So it's not in the magazine, that's just gas. And you can hear that hiss when you actually pull it out. Rails are plenty. Nice little toy. Well, I don't think that's too bad at all. And yes, I started out with all the best intentions to get the best target work I could, but this thing is just so irresistible. You gotta fire it as fast as you can. So, target work, yeah, quite happy with that. Nah. Let's see what this is really for. Right, some cans. Everything else is going to the wind. I really don't care about getting individual shots. Just go as fast as I can and have a bit of fun here. So here we go. One more can. That's pretty good. That's pretty accurate. And you can get it to be fairly quick. Let's see how fast we can do it. Speed test. Yes, that is definitely what this is all about. Now that is more like it. You could do that all day long. Okay, anyway, the next question is going to be how much? Well, in standard form, this is going to relieve you of around 199 of your British pounds, which for all this fun isn't a huge amount of money these days and is probably about the equivalent of a pound of red Leicester cheese. Well, at least that's what it seems like when you go shopping. You will need quite a few BBs and CO2s though, because this is hugely addictive and you're likely to be fighting off other members of the family when you get this out in the back garden. I do think it benefits from some form of red dot or external sighting aid, and it also really makes it look the part too. I said at the start of this review the military stuff doesn't normally float my boat, but smiles per trigger pull, this does score highly. I've enjoyed this one, as you can probably tell. Hopefully you have too. If so, please give us the old thumbs up, subscribe, share, click the old notification alarm bell to be told when new releases are out. We have loads of new and different things on the way. Check out all this little lot and give the guys at Airgun Factory a look, and of course check out the AAR website and merch. A big thank you to Vector Air for setting this up for me to do this review for you. They did it in style this time. The links are below for the additional sighting aids. Sadly, YouTube doesn't like links to guns, so that I can't do. That's it from me. Just needs me to say thank you to you guys for, most importantly, supporting the channel and what we're trying to achieve here. Please stay safe and shoot safe. Hopefully, I'll see you all next week. That was a lot to get through. Bye for now. I'm going to have another go with this.